Right, guys, my birth story. It's not very exciting, but I think any birth story is exciting to the mother, to the father, and to your babies. You are getting something so precious and so gifted that every story, whether it's a bad one, a good one, do you know what I mean? Anyway, this is my birth story, and I've got to say, this is my experience, no one else's. And if you do want to tell me your birth story, again, pop it in comments. If you ever want to chat to me, I don't mind. I love chatting. So anyway, I finished on my last video about my growth scans. I had to go for a growth scan every 4 weeks because, like I said, my BMI was over 30. So anyway, she was measuring. Her weight literally just went through the roof. So I had to wait for the consultant. So I went in for the consultant. I didn't tell you on the other video because this is like a part of my birth story. And I was there when she phoned the maternity ward up and says, this woman's baby is weighing 11.7. She needs to have a C-section. And she used these words, ASAP. So anyway, I didn't hear what they were saying, but I'm guessing they ain't got no room. So, and this was the 5th, which was a Friday. They couldn't get me until the Wednesday, which was the 10th, so I would have been 8 days overdue. Again, you're telling me my baby is big. Don't you think she's only going to get bigger? Shouldn't they? I felt like they should have got her out there and then, basically, because it panics you. Again, first time parents, it panics you, doesn't it? So anyway, I had to come in the Monday to see this nurse. Well, I think she was a diabetic nurse or something. Basically explained to me so to have a swab down the private area to make sure I haven't got, I can't pronounce it, some diabetes. But even though I had 28 weeks, that you have to have this liquid thing, and I passed all my diabetes tests, but because she flew off the chart, they were thinking maybe I've got diabetes. So anyway, on the Monday, as I was going to go in for the C-section, the only bad experience I really had, well, a couple, was with her, because I told her I was bottle feeding. She tried to push breastfeeding onto me. No, my choice. I didn't want breastfeeding. Basically, she wanted me to go on a diet for 2 days. Yeah, it is stupid. What can I achieve for 2 days? So anyway, did all that, did the test. But just going back up to the Friday, when I got told I had to have a C-section, I cried all that weekend till I come to terms with it. Because to me, this could be my only pregnancy. I wanted a natural birth. Well, it's not called natural birth now, isn't it? Because all births are natural. Do you know what I mean? But I just wanted to feel the sensation of pushing and everything. I don't actually know what they call it now, but if you could just pass it in the comment section. I don't know, I'm not even going to pronounce it. I'll just, yeah. So anyway, ignore that. So on the Tuesday, yeah, so anyway, I got told to go on a diet. I'm not dieting for 2 days. So after I come out of there, I thought, well, let's have something. I kept getting little twinges, but because I was at my mum's, and obviously it was a hot day, we was on garden, I kept getting twinges, but it was like every 2 hours. So I just thought it was my back playing up again. So anyway, went home, went to bed, and about 3 o'clock in the morning I got up. I thought, oh, I'm dying for a wee. So I went to the toilet, come back down, got comfy, lie down. Next minute, oh, I'm not comfy, got back up. I did this, must have been about 6-7 times. And I just thought, why aren't I getting comfy? 1 minute I am comfy, the next I'm in pain, I can't get comfy. And I had pain in my back. So then I thought, I think I'm contracting here. Again, new parents, you don't know, do you? Just think, oh, maybe I'm in a pain because she's pushing down on my pelvic area. Because she is head down, everything was set to go. My C-section was in the place for the Wednesday, but this was the Tuesday, the 9th. So anyway, I've got this contraction app on my phone, so I used it every time, and then it said on it time to go to hospital or ring the hospital or something. So anyway, about half four, yeah, I went downstairs and explained the situation. I am due for a C-section. She's weighing 11 pound. So they said, oh, come in, we'll have a look. So anyway, you've got to have a shower, ain't you? So I jumped in shower, told my fella to ring my mum, a bit emotional. Then I jumped in the shower, and then he did, because I think he had a feeling that I'm not going to be able to have a shower today. So my mum come and pick me up, and I went over the sink like, it wasn't, I wouldn't say it was massive, it was bad, it was bearable, but again, I was in pain. So she took me at hospital, and we got to hospital. I can remember looking, it was 5:13 in the morning. So anyway, my fella couldn't come in the room with me for observations and everything, so he was outside. At this time, they were all having breakfast, so I disturbed the breakfast. So anyway, I went into this room. She hooked me up, checking the heartbeat and everything. And then about an hour and a half later, after she did all the checks and that, I just want a cuddle off my fella, because the pain, because I had back pain, I was lying on my back, so it's like, do you know what I mean? So it was, again, uncomfortable. I wouldn't say it was really bad, and I thought, oh, maybe I made a mistake and I'm not contracting. So anyway, the midwife came back in and says, you are having contractions and you are 4 centimetre. So I went, really? So anyway, then the doctor come in and says, would you like a C-section now? And I went, yeah, if she's weighing that big, I need to have a C-section. If she's coming, yeah. So anyway, I went to my private room. They got my fella. Then we both went to private room. My fella rang my mum and said, you need to get down. She's going basically for emergency C-section, because I wasn't booked in until the Wednesday, so they classed it as an emergency. So anyway, I put my gown on. This midwife came, put my stockings on, and my mum only just got there, and basically this was about 7:30. I was the first person, and I don't even think they took the coat off, and they were shouting for me. The midwife didn't even have a chance to put, do you know what I mean, my stockings on, and they were saying, oh, it's your turn. So anyway, I went in, and I'm telling you now, that room is scary, and people did warn me about it, but you don't get that experience, do you? So anyway, I had to put my legs up, obviously a couple of times I tried to put this needle in my back. I didn't have an epidural. It was anaesthetic needle, I think I had. So anyway, they put it in about 10 times. Obviously they were like, stay still, but when you've got a needle going in your back, it's very hard to stay still, isn't it? But they did that anyway. I went there about 15 minutes. She kept prodding me to making sure it worked. Next thing I know, the nurse is saying, oh, you've been cut open. My fella got up to have a look at her. The cord went, obviously, because she was proper low down, so they did, and she was a big baby, they did struggle to get her out. She had the cord wrapped around her neck, but the nurse just went like that, easy as that. And they did warn us that if she doesn't cry, don't panic, babies don't tend to cry. Well, she came out screaming, that the roof down, the theatre down. So anyway, she was born at 8:13. She did weigh £10.4. My fella got to cut a cord, got to hold her. So they stitched me up, went back, and everything was fine. So yeah, it's not really a scary story, but it's a beautiful story because it's my story. And yeah, she was in our arms. But yeah, so through me contracting to her being here, it was about 5 hours. And that's my birth story. And I've got a beautiful 6-month baby that I cherish with my life. And she is my world. Thank you for listening to me. I'm not going to ramble on anymore. Again, please subscribe, like, and hit that notification button for any more videos. Yeah, so have a nice day. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.